Welcome all to SRW Super 2 tonight. You join us live in Silverstone where we will have coverage from round 2. Currently we've got about 10 minutes left on quali, so let's go to track and see how they end up.
How you doing, everybody? This is awesome. V8s tonight with the Ford Mustang and versus Holden.
Yeah, should be good. Should be good. Normally this track is a bit more designed for the Formula 1 sort of cars, but we'll see if these guys can hustle these 650 horsepower, 1.5 ton V8s around here.
Yeah, it should be nice. It should be nice. It's quite a flat track, so they'll lend themselves to being pretty quick around here, I'm pretty sure. I think, Stefan, what do you reckon?
Yeah, especially it looks like we've got pretty good track temp in overcast conditions, so I think it's going to be a nice grippy one. We got 3 20-minute sprint races, no compulsory pit stops, so it should be as fast as you can go for an hour essentially. So it's going to be good, I reckon.
Yeah, so we shouldn't see too much fluctuation in tire pressures, etc., and all the rest of it. So you should be able to start this race with a pretty consistent tire pressure and be able to end by the end of these sprint races in the same sort of tire pressure, even if the weather changes slightly and stuff like that. I think that'd be pretty consistent from start to finish, right?
Yeah, I'd say so. Being Silverstone and the sort of track it is, it's got quite high tyre wear. So being 20 minutes, you might see a few guys at the end of it struggle with a bit with a rear grip, especially on these sort of cars. So be interesting to see if we do have the drivers do have to conserve their tyres in any way to make it to the 20 minutes. But it's going to be roughly 10 lap races. So yeah, we'll see how they go with that.
Yeah, I find Silverstone pretty tricky actually, just for the simple fact is that there's certain parts of the track, like Abbey coming through Farm Curve, feels very much the same as coming through Maggotts and Beckett's, but it's totally different gear points, it's totally different braking points and stuff like that. That's what is always kind of taken me by surprise in Silverstone. I'm not sure if you feel the same about it, but there's certain points on the track that feel the same and look the same as other points, and can take people by surprise, especially in race if you miss your braking point slightly.
Yeah, for sure. Especially the one that I always normally get confused is the turn 1 and is it Cops? It's the same corner.
Yeah, but they feel like the same corner, and then they feel like they come into the same thing. Like Abbey feels this, like Abbey coming into Farm Curve feels like Cops coming into Maggotts and then into Beckett's, you know, but they're totally different braking points and gear points almost. Like you need to be hard out, and it catches me off guard so many times because when you think you're trying to shift down to second, you shouldn't be, you know, because they do feel the same, you know.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to race here Thursday night in the Porsches, and I hadn't done any practice before that race and jumped in, and I hadn't realised that iracing's actually updated the off tracks coming into the first part of Maggotts, because normally you can cut the first right-hander. You can't do that anymore because that's now just purely off tracks. So I think in the first 7 laps I had 8 off tracks from that area. I was just like, oh, you can't do that anymore.
Yeah, ouch. Don't get a way.
yeah, it was heading that way, that was for sure. But no, we should be good. We've got Martin on top with a 2:02.9 at the moment, followed by Bradley Wall, who I might be a bit biased seeing as he's part of Crisscross Racing. Not far behind him, but about a second gap from Martin to Wall at the moment, which is quite a lot around this track like this and these sort of cars. So we'll see if it's a runaway for Wall at the moment by the Martin, at the time being, but anything can happen in the races.
As well. Bradley Wall did very, very well in the. He seems like a very patient driver. He seems like he'll just kind of sit there and he'll chip away. His racecraft, even if he's not going to qualify in the top, I think his racecraft will shine out in the end, as we've seen in the Radicals and the first all the races in the first round of the series for the Radicals and the F3s as well. Actually, he did very well in the F3s as well, so he's one to watch.
Yeah, and he also got some personal best results in the Porsches on Thursday, so he's only getting better. So yeah, well, he's normally pretty consistent during the races, so we'll see if that can come to the forte tonight and see what sort of results he can bring home for Crisscross Racing.
Very nice, very nice.
How long we got? We've got 5 minutes left to quali, so these guys will be starting their last sort of runs with a 2:03 average lap time. Takes a couple of laps to get their tyres up to temp, so might see some flying laps come in soon.
Nice. So what we're sitting at the best right now is a 2:02.9, which is flying. Like, that is crazy fast, especially in these, man. Like, I tried to do I did quite a few laps around here, Silverstone and these things. It is difficult, man. It's like ice skating. And then after about 25 laps in these things, I went back to the radicals, and the radicals felt like, a dream.
Yeah, this track is definitely a downforce track. If you've got a car like the radicals or F3s that you can drive around here, they just stick like glue. But you get into the Porsche Cup car or a V8 Supercar, and they just want to spin.
Yeah,
so it's quite hard to control. It's all on throttle application and throttle control and brake control. So
100%.
Yeah. So it'll definitely come to the forte with those that can keep the consistency more so than outright speed, I think, tonight. So yeah, going to be interesting.
Yep, most definitely. Are we on board with Mr. Dean Sinkovich from Sim Racing World? One of the brainchilds and the brainfathers of the godfathers of Sim Racing World TV. If we can go back on board in car, would be awesome, and maybe I can take you guys around a lap around Silverstone and explain to the best of my ability as much as I've done.
Or maybe not.
Commentator curse of the commentator. No, but it's good. No, he's resetting himself. He's resetting himself so we can explain the track. That's what he's doing. Mr. Sinkovich just being very, very nice for our TV cameras here. So we're coming down the Hamilton Straight, newly named the Hamilton Straight. So we're coming down Hamilton Straight. We're going to come down to Abbey. We're going to come down to Abbey. I find this really funny because there's like a bunch of... This is Farm Cove. We come down through Farm Cove, and then we come down through Village, which is... it's easy to remember because it's like Village. We come down through Farm Curve into Village, and we're coming round loop right now. Coming round loop, down into Aintree, onto the Wellington Straight. We're going to come up into the Wellington Straight here, through Aintree, down into the Wellington Straight, hook it right down here into... Ooh, do I remember this one? This is Brooklands. We're coming down into Brooklands. Do I remember the extra curve here? No, not quite. We're coming down into Woodcut, down into the almost had it there.
Himself. They never stay when you want them to for a full lap. They always decide to leave.
Yeah. Well, anyway, when you actually come down through there, the parts you need to really watch is, as we were talking about, Stefan and I earlier, is those parts through Abbey and Farm Curve, and through Village feel and look very much the same as when you come through Maggots and Beckett's, and they're very much different braking points, very much different gears you need to be in. So if it catches you by surprise, you might be in second gear when you need to be in fourth gear, if you know what I mean. That's where things are going to get very, very interesting.
Yeah, it's very different because you come into Abbey and it's sort of almost like a late apex because you got to hug that inside curve, so you can go through Farm Curve a bit better and hug the inside of that on the left. Where if you go through Cops, you actually want to turn in early and attack the inside curve and drift it out to the outside whilst trying to keep as much momentum, because you've still got a 200 to 300 meter run to Maggots where you can make passes if you don't get a good enough run. So they look the same, but they're definitely not the same to drive.
Yeah,
and I reckon they'll catch a lot of people.
And one second gear, that is the the dichotomy of it, or the juxtaposition of how much it can wrap you up. And if I think especially being on track, if you're behind somebody that messes that up, that could potentially mess your whole race up because you're behind that person that's made that mistake.
Oh, for
So
sure, absolutely. It looks like Quali's finished now, and who have we got at the top? We've got Martin. He stayed with the 2029, and Wall, and then I wonder if the Martins are related. Surely they are. In third as well.
Brothers on a podium. Look at that. Look at that.
Oh.
Are they going to be trying to bridge that wall? What do you reckon? Jump that wall?
Oh, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how big a wall he can create.
Yeah. So we got Mr. Skilton in fourth, and to wrap out the top five, Mr. Clark. We got Budzieni, Pavlovich, Lawrence, Hughes, and Mitz to round out the top 10.
Yeah, and from there you got Greg Leake, Lauderin, Crum, Pollard, Blackburn, Thornton, the two Sinkovich brothers, Wilkinson and Morris rounds out the grid. So about a minute to go until they're green roughly, so we'll wait for them to grid up and see how the start goes.
Nice. Get your boots on, boys. Come on. Get your helmet on. Get your Hans device. Come on. Get your neck brace. Can't be on track unless you got it. Come on. Let's go, boys. Come on. Hope your tyres are warm. Hope your tyre warmers were on.
Wonder if anyone's underfueled the car by mistake and not put race fuel in, because I know we almost did on Thursday night.
Yeah, it's an easy mistake to make, though, isn't it? It's a very easy mistake. I think the Sinkovich boys at the back there is going to be able to just sit there, very patient races. They seem to do very, very well. They end up always to be in the top 10, seemingly. Somehow, just be patient and just stay out of the trouble. So we'll see how the SRW boys go.
Yeah, on Thursday night they decided to have a brother sandwich coming into Brooklands and nose each other. And I think it was Dean was facing up, but here we got the lights. Lights are on. 5 lights, and they are green and away. What a start by Bradley Wall on the inside. He's going to take the inside into turn 1.
Hilton's had a poor start there. It's just absolute rubbish.
Oh, and there's a spin. Someone's around in the background. Bright green Commodore. But the front four have broken away now.
At the back there, see if we get a replay to that.
We'll definitely come back to it.
But the front of the back seems pretty clean at the front now. Oh yeah, that's cold tyres.
I'll be surprised if that's not a safety car.
Yeah,
that is a lot of cars involved in that. But we'll see what race control does. We will see what race control says on that one. But that's like about 7 cars.
The racetrack is empty. Wowee.
Yeah, that was
I think that might have been our fault though, Stefan. I think that might have been our fault. We didn't actually say like we should in tradition. Cold tyres, boys, lap 1, cold tyres, lap 1. I always say that at the start of everything. Cold tyres, lap 1, boys. Just remember it. Maybe we didn't say it, so maybe it's our fault.
Oh, I'd say Lachlan. Pretty sure it's Lachlan and race control. He's normally pretty good at saying that. And if it's Scotty, it's Rankin. He'll definitely say it. He does every race.
Yeah. Maybe we just need to reinforce it. The commentators got it.
It looks like they're still going full tilt, so maybe we won't have a safety car.
Oh no. Okay, here we go.
So, it's actually quite hard to tell on the first lap because a lot of them are taking it cautious.
Yeah, nah, they're not a full race pace.
Nah, that definitely looks like
that. Yeah.
Definitely, they're definitely not going full pace. So hopefully, when we get back down to the line, we'll see a safety car for them.
Brad Wall's just trying to keep some bloody temperature in those tyres, mate.
Yeah.
Especially at how overcast it is right now, and it is England as well, guys. You know.
Yeah.
But it's really actually exciting to see V8s. I really love the fact that they're taking V8s to real world tracks around the world, and that's what's really cool about this series as well, guys. With the SLW TV series as well, and all the different series, is really cool to see things like the V8s not just done at Australian and New Zealand tracks and stuff, actually taken around the world and and see what the performance is around these sort of tracks when they're so overcast and the tracks are cold, and you know they're big cars and all that sort of stuff. So
definitely must have a safety car here with Braden and slowing down into the field. So we'll see how long this lasts. It's been a 20-minute race. This will probably take a few laps out of it, so should solve any few issues if there were any for anyone.
big shout out for our producer Nathan tonight. Man, that's an awesome view. How good are the cameras in iRacing? That is cool. Look at that.
Yeah, getting a nice view of the crisscross livery, so won't complain about that.
Just a little bit selfish there.
Oh, as a team boss, I got to be a little bit selfish, you know.
It's got to be. You got to be, mate. But you got to be proud of your boys as well, right?
Oh, exactly, for sure. You got Miles up in split 1 as well, so I'll check in with him later on, see how he's going. But yeah, these guys.
That's very nice.
Yeah, hopefully it's only a quick 1-lap safety car, so these boys can keep putting on a show for everyone. But yeah,
best be around here with this time of day and all the rest. It's gonna be hard to keep the temperature in the tires around here.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, it's not like you've got a safety car on quite, you know, like an undulating track, like say, perfect example, Bathurst. Yeah, it's a beast of a track and all the rest of it, but it's easy to keep tire temperature in your tires because you're going through all those different elevation changes and all the rest of it. Yes, it screws around with your tire pressures, but you can keep temperature in the tires. Whereas around here, this is very, very hard because it is such a flat track, essentially, you know?
Yeah, and especially with the way the tyre physics within iRacing work as well, if they're not already warm, it's hard to get them warm because it needs race pace going through the tyres. So hopefully we don't, on the restart, have a replay of what happened before, and hopefully these guys can start clean and keep the race going.
Yeah, because the temptation is always there. I always do it as well.
Oh, you got it.
Temptation is always there. Safety car releases, and you're like, yeah, put your foot straight down on the gas, man. I want to go fast. And you're like, go overtake that dude. You're like, no. And then it all steps out on the sideways, and then you try and catch it, and you do. If you catch it, you feel good about it, but you've probably lost the position in the play in the process.
Yeah, we got 650 horsepower. Everyone always wants to use all 650 from the get-go, so
yeah. That sounds awesome.
Exactly, especially in these cars. Who doesn't love a decent revving V8 supercar? So.
And they sound best at full noise, so you always want to drive them at full noise, which is really, it really lowers your sense of security, false sense of security. You're like, more power, sounds better. Must be better.
Looks like they'll be going one more lap under safety car, so another 3 or so minutes, guys, and we'll have this race back underway.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at that crash again, guys.
Yeah, we'll get a replay up of this turn one incident and see what brought out that safety car for you. Right, so let's have a look. Going into turn 1, 6 wide as per usual. Oh, a bit of a red tap. Looks like he's just lost it by himself.
Yeah, he's just lost
that green car.
Taking everyone by himself.
Yeah, and then it's just
it was that Luke Crum, wasn't it? Was that Luke Crum in the 30 car?
There it was, yeah. So Luke's just lost it by himself and rotated in front of the field. Luke got hit from behind by Greg Leak, which rotated him.
Oh.
And there was a green Holden, trying to pick up the number of it there, that spun by himself. So it looks like it was about 3 crashes in one. That just sort of annihilated everyone there, unfortunately. But yeah, that's right.
That's normally how it works in racing anyway. It's not normally one incident that leads to everything.
Especially at a track where you can fit 4 cars into turn 1. You just can't fit 4 cars on the exit of turn 1. So it's bound to happen, but yeah.
And that's the thing about taking very loose 650 horsepower V8 very large cars to a track that's always been designed from the very first moment it was ever thought of as an F1 track. So you can see how the camber and all the rest of it doesn't work with these cars, and it doesn't seem like the most difficult track, but they are very hard to handle around here. because it's very tempting to just push it straight to the floor. You know,
Yeah,
give it some
especially
tandem.
especially through that maggots and bigots sort of area. It's kind of, you've got to feather the throttle and the brake and sort of modulate both of them. We really just want to plant it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's definitely a track that will come to the forte of those that can modulate their brakes and throttles a bit better, which obviously helps when you have expensive simulator gear as well, because it's easier to do.
If you can feel 100% brake, then that's 100% brake. Yeah. But if
Exactly.
you don't, then you don't. It's all just your brain muscle memory versus your actual muscle memory, right?
Yeah, exactly. And most of these guys would have put an hour's worth of practice as well, so it only come naturally to them after a little while.
You can definitely see it. Like after about 30 laps around here, I can barely do a nice, like finish a lap, let alone do a nice fast lap. So
Yeah.
I could probably drive the safety car.
Oh, well, I say it's an easy job, and as it's off the track there into turn 4.
But I was thinking about this the other day, though. If you were in the safety car and you got the opportunity to drive the safety car, would you not feel like hard out pressure? I would feel pretty much like hard out, almost panic attack, like anxiety, because I'd be like, oh man, if I let this down. Imagine if you're like, you know, like Formula One safety car, you're like, oh, Lewis Hamilton, Max Verstappen behind me and shit. I'd be freaking out.
Yeah, especially in those sort of cars, because obviously Formula One, you've got to keep a higher speed than you would for a V8 supercar from the safety car point of view.
I have to drive this thing at pace, but not look like a dick at the same time, and not.
Yeah. I can say that I have crashed a safety car whilst driving it in a league race. So it's easily done, especially because when you forget about cold tyres at Bathurst, it's great. Ends well.
Oh wow! Not over the mountain, not over the top of the mountain.
I was into the cutting.
Into the cutting.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, that causes carnage though too.
Yeah.
That possibly causes. No, that causes a lot more carnage. No,
that wasn't
not
my
quite
finest
as
moment.
much. Yeah, not quite as much as carnage as the dipper, or through the S's and through the dipper.
Yeah, for sure.
But almost, because it's pretty narrow through there. Bloody hell.
The whole track's pretty narrow.
Yeah, it is, mate. Wow, yeah.
We're waffling a bit, but these guys are.
What round shall we be going to the or is that still a secret? What round are we going to the mountain? Surely it must be the last round of this series.
We're not actually doing it this season. So this season for SRW, we're doing the European Bonanza or something. I could have totally just screwed the name of that up. So we're just doing purely European tracks. So quite a few historic tracks on there.
It's gonna be epic.
Yeah, so you got that. I think we're at Spa next week. So another really good open track that involves a lot of skills. Be good to see, but it looks like we're going to go back to green any second now, so get back on board with the leader and see how this restart goes. Safety cars pulled into pit lane.
So we're just on view with Braden Martin at the moment, with Locked On Racing in number 1 in podium position for currently. Still under safety car conditions, but we're coming to green soon.
And he's got a nice jump. Oh no, he hasn't. It's still safety car. I've left a safety car out for a very long time.
I have. It wasn't that serious. Bloody hell. Nobody smacked him before, did they? It wasn't Destruction Derby.
What are we at? I think it's going to be 3 laps of safety car, so it's potentially almost going to be like a 2-lap shootout at this rate, given just the time it takes to do a lap under safety car.
Wow, this feels very similar to maybe different track, but still a Formula One track, to the Unspoken race last year. Apparently, Lewis Hamilton is serviced today. He's only just made a one-sentence remark. Yes, I'm back, apparently, or something like that, I think he said. He came out last week saying Happy New Year to all his for Chinese New Year last week, and then he just came out today saying about a one sentence, "Yes, I'm back," and now Lewis Hamilton's back apparently. So we'll see how the Formula One situation unfolds. But it'll be really cool as we go through this season as well, because of these V8s going through the European tracks as well. We'll be able to kind of, it'll very nicely play into our podcast. And please, guys, tune in our future podcasts and stuff like that with SRW TV as well. We'd love to do a bit of, integrate a bit of our online racing and series racing, and bit of updates as motorsport and stuff like that as well. So
I think while we're under safety car, we might bring a couple of drivers and just have a quick chat before we go back green. How does that sound?
Sounds like a brilliant idea.
We'll bring in Bradley, because he had a really good start. We'll bring him in first and see how he goes. Bradley, welcome to the broadcast. Hell of a start, man. Good jump off the line.
Yeah, I enjoyed that right up until I couldn't clear my.
Yeah, that was a good start. Unfortunately, you're good enough to avoid all the carnage behind us. I think it cleared out pretty much everyone behind you.
Yeah, I heard it all go off in the comms. Looked behind me and it was just smoke and bits of cars everywhere. So
Sweet.
I was quite happy with that.
Didn't seem that serious, but apparently, yeah. It's a long safety car period on there, but it was a bit of a chain reaction there, I think, behind you. So you've done well to keep out of the trouble.
First time for everything.
Yeah, I know. I always have horrible luck in it, and you're like, when you don't have the horrible luck, that one time out of the 10 times.
Yeah.
Good. Are you guys going back to green now?
We have been green.
Sweet. I'll chuck you back, and good luck for it, man.
Thanks, man.
Much love. Have an awesome race as always.
Back away green. We'll wait for Braden to accelerate away when he wants to go, because he'll have control of the field. And is he going to go early or late? He's going for a late start. Ballsy move.
Oh, that's ballsy, especially
Yes.
Oh no, but he
That'd been a
had
good-
a good braking point. He got a good break out of that. A good exit onto Hamilton Straight.
Oh, Brad's gone in a bit hot. He's keeping it tight. Looks like it's all clean. Looks like they've made it through the first corner this time round. Brad's a bit wide. He's understeering off.
We'll see how they go down through the loop here. Oh, look at that. He nailed the loop down through Aintree onto Wellington Straight. He absolutely nailed that. Nailed the apex, and the exit of that corner absolutely nailed it. Braden Martin straight away with how much of a gap has he got there?
It's at least a second at the moment, and it looks like it's only going to extend because Bradley's gone a bit wide there. And who have we got in third position? Is that the other Martin brother? Looks like it. He'll be able to go up the inside here, coming up into Cobbs, which this could be interesting going. Oh, it's Roy Clark, sorry. Is he going to clear him? He clears Bradley before the turning point.
Wow, so we've got 3 Mustangs absolutely hunting down a ZB Commodore right now, but it looks like Braden Martin is... Well, it seems like he's about to break that toe, but we never know. So we're on board with Roy Clark right here. This is some pretty awesome racing. He's trying to make sure he stays on the back of these guys, just to stay with this bunch here.
Yeah, it definitely looks like the draft's about 1.5 seconds in these cars, and it does look like Braden hasn't been able to quite break that in the second part of the lap. He had a really good first half, but these Mustangs have come on in the second half, so we'll see what happens over the next couple of laps. I'll say we've probably got 2 or 3 laps left of racing, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, it seems like the Mustangs are much better through the corners by the seams of this.
Yeah, for sure.
Around.
Could all be down to setup as well. Some people, I know in the Porsches, I was running quite a low wing, trying to be quick on the straights, but then a few of my teammates were running quite high wings, and at the end of the day we were producing the same lap times. but
Oh,
it's just
really?
made in completely different ways. And that's the sort of good thing about this track is you can set it up to be quick in a straight, or you can set it up to be quick in corners, and either way you'll still make the same lap time. It's purely just down to how you want to drive the cars and how because everyone drives these
Yeah,
differently.
and your driving style as well, which is really
exactly.
cool. So you can actually customize and tune them to actually your driving style as well, which I really love about iRacing as well. Is that I can take a car that I'm not straight up with the normal setup and just be rubbish in it. And then once you start to tune things a little bit to your own driving style, then you can actually make it. Oh, here we go. We got a bit of action here.
Yeah, Jake's gone down the inside of Bradley. It looks like either the leaders.
He's had a bit of a late break there, and he's had a bit of a lock up of brakes there, but he's got a lot of scrapes down the side of his car, old mate.
Yeah, it looks like Braden Martin's lost the lead as well. Just looking on that screen there, unless he's cleared off from the field. It looks like he might be down to third. Oh no, he's just cleared off from the front of the field. Never mind, I'll be quiet in the cheap seats. So there's obviously his tyres have come up to temperature, and he's putting in those lap times now. So he's going to pull away by the look of this, and be relatively unchallenged.
Got a livery down in behind that little bulldog group of Mustangs behind that ZB Commodore is another locked-on racing car. And who's in that locked-on racing car down in fourth? I think he's up to now.
I believe that's the brother Martin, Stephen.
Oh yeah, Stephen Martin down there in fourth now. So that one of those Mustangs has been brought out of the hunt now, and Braden Martin has completely broken these guys' toe behind with the KFC styled Mustang behind him by Stephen Martin behind him. So the brothers are in a 1-2 at the moment. Braden Martin and Stephen Martin in a 1-2, and they're in opposing cars. One's in a Holden and one's in a Ford. Am I getting that right? Or is...
I wonder if they are related, being it looks like they do race for different teams, so potentially they could be, and it could just be a family grudge match, or they could just be unlucky enough to have both the same last name. That'd make it difficult for us commentators.
If it was like, no, we're identical twin brothers, and I like Fords and you like Holdens, but I hate Fords and you hate Holdens, like that sort of thing. That would be awesome if it was.
Looks like we've got a pretty good battle here with Peter Pollard. Not overly defending that.
Down the inside in the Haltech Ford Mustang. That is epic. What a move.
He allowed Lawrence down there pretty easily. It looks like Lawrence has got some speed, and it's definitely a nice looking Mustang, that Haltech one. So he's chasing down the other Haltech, the locked on car. So we'll see if he can lock onto the back of him and make a pass.
Seems like the 91 still got quite a bit of pace there.
Yeah, he's not going to let it go without a fight, but I think he's just going to try and hook onto the back of Lawrence and see if he can make some spots up as Lawrence goes through as well. Lawrence has definitely got the speed, looking at the way he's driving that Mustang. See if he'll he's got a massive run going down here. I expect him to make quite an easy pass. He's been forced to the outside. Not the ideal line coming into this corner. So we'll see how this ends up coming into the braking zone. Both going super deep under brakes. He's going to hold around the outside. He's going to get left enough room. Oh, that's great racing side by side through that corner. Now he's going to have the inside for here. And he's cleared him into the braking zone. So a great move by Lawrence coming into the last sort of sector of the lap.
Super good, respectful racing as well. Super good racing. That was super clean, right?
Oh, and for sure, especially in that sort of corner.
These guys as well. It looks like he's on a full charge, right?
Yeah, it looks like he's up to somewhere around the 5th position, I'd say. So he's on the hunt for the podium. He's got Jake Skelton just in front of him, so he might be able to catch him potentially at the end of the next lap if he's got that much extra pace. But we'll see how that ends up at the end standings.
Yeah, it looks like he really likes the track, and he's got a lot of pace in that setup by the look of that. Yeah, he's not going to rest. He's just going to keep on pushing until... Well, this is going to be a one to watch, I think, boys and girls.
Yeah, well, I'll say there wouldn't be too much longer left in this race now. Probably only 2 or 3 minutes. I think they'll have one more lap after this one, potentially. So He'll think he might get Jake, but I think that's about all he'll get at the moment, just because he'll run simply out of time to hunt down the rest of the field. But hey, I've been proven wrong before, so we'll see how far he can get up.
So, in the meantime, before we get to the action end of the last lap, should we just go back to the back of the pack and just quickly head back through and just see who's doing what? We haven't spent much time towards the back of the pack. We got Steven Sinkovich there. He is in. Oh no!
Might be able
We
to
have
go
some
back and have a look at some crashes. See what's happened throughout
Let's
the back
have a
of
look
the
at
pack.
some action replays, and then we'll cut back to the last half of the last lap there, guys.
We got
To the
Peter
action,
Morris just pulling over to the side, and oh, it looks like the
He
race
must
is.
have had some damage there.
Oh, I think potentially the race is finished by going how slow these guys are driving.
Oh, did we cut it to? Oh, I thought we had a good time.
Yeah, I think that they've definitely finished the race by doing donuts.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was pretty accident-filled first race, to be honest. With that safety car taking the majority of the racing away from us, but 2 more races. The third one's got a reverse top 10, so it'll be definitely interesting there to see what happens.
That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be good fun. So well done.
A good reverse grid after they battle, especially if they battle it out for 2 races. It's different if they just battle it out for 1 race and then they come for a reverse grid, kind of pointless. But if they battle it out for 2 races and then they go reverse grid, cat amongst the pigeons.
So yeah, we got the Braden Martin taking first win, Stephen Martin second, and Roy Clark rounding out that podium. They'll start in the same way they finished for this race. Kellen Hodgson can up 20 positions in that race, so finish P7. So that's massive.
Wow.
Another one of the crisscross racing boys. Obviously, avoid all the accident creating crashes. So good on them. We'll see how they go this race.
There we go.
Good. Oh, looks like it's an early start. The lights are on. Revs are up. 5 lights, and we are going green away for race 2. Another great start by the CXR boys and the Haltech of Lawrence, and not so good by Peter Pollard. And Jake's into the inside wall. This could cause crashes. Oh, he's made it. He's saved.
Oh, no more safety cars.
We're through turn 1 this time round. Oh, that was close.
Let's see if they can get through this.
Got the true on-track air cars there, going around the outside of Kellen. I understand that they'll probably work as a team to make their way forward. Yeah, up 20 positions in that first race, already up 1 in this race from P7 to P6. So he's having a good round. So you got Christopher Tomlin and Luke Crum, the 2 teammates in front of him. So we'll see how if they'll work together to catch those top 3 from the last race.
I think first off they need to put their elbows out, which they look like they're doing. So they're trying to work together here. But I think is there even room to even try and bump draft on a little bit on Silverstone? I don't think.
I wouldn't try it. No, because generally by the time you catch someone in the draft, you want to make the move to decide what line you're taking. Oh, okay. Say that in. Looks like Kellen and Luke might have got together. Or Kellen and Chris, sorry. We've also lost Roy Clark. It looks like he may not have started this race. We've lost Brad Wall and George Minnis as
Brad
well.
Wall down to the 19th. We'll get a replay of the Brad Wall incident.
I think a lot of guys were expecting a potential break between races here, but it's actually just straight into the next one. So I wouldn't be surprised if a few of those guys have just straight up missed the start, unfortunately. But I could be wrong. Could be a crash, and we'll go back and see it if it was.
Yeah, can we go up from 20 up? Just go through the field as they're under safety conditions, guys.
Sadine is there. Looks like it might have just been the overlays playing up a little bit. Roy Clark is down in 23rd though after starting in, I believe, P3. is where he finished in the last race. So he's either had a bit of a accident in that first race, or he's just missed the start, as you say, and started from pit lane. Oh, he's in there in P22.
Here we go.
Be interested to see what's happened to him during the race. Whoa, there's a car.
Sideways. What was that in the Simblack's car, was it? No?
What are we looking at? Yeah, it was Shannon Blackburn just going for a nice little drift into turn 2.
Oh yeah, just getting it sideways.
I think he's just locked the rears. Yeah, just straight locked the rears and taken avoided action to avoid
easy to do around here, isn't it?
Oh, for sure.
Especially around Silverstone when it's such a flat track.
Yeah, and you got to use the rear brakes to turn the car as well. So it's
Yeah, because you need to get a lot of downshift rotation out of these things, otherwise they ain't turning. They like to go on a straight line.
Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
So there's quite a nice little battle pack for me back here at the back sort of half of the field, with starting at about Cullen Hodgkinson and about P17, I believe, going all the way back to P24. So it's yeah, sometimes the best racing's not at the front.
Oh, 100%, and that's what I actually like. I love some of those backfield battles. So we can get back to a bunch of these guys in the back here. Sometimes these guys, you know, especially like I've found a lot of these guys, especially if you see like Super 1s, you know, those guys at the back, those guys have pushed up through Super 2s to get to Super 1s and stuff like that, you know. And these guys are pushed to, you know, feed into Super 2s and all that. And these guys are very, very accomplished.
Oh, what a move by Roy. Oh, a little bit of a pivot shoulder. Oh, he's gone up the inside of Greg as well. A 2-for-1 deal. What a move.
Wow, hey.
Oh, Josh is forced off by Greg.
He's just been escorted into the sand pit right there.
Keep it off the walls. He's going to keep it off the wall. Yes, he has.
That is horrible, and not even a redress. Wowee.
But yeah, it'd be interesting to see that.
I'd be a bit annoyed, to say the least.
Definitely be
interesting. Here we go, son. Let's go.
And the plain white Mustang.
Through farm curve.
I believe it was Greg Leake, Roy Clark that had Roy Clark made that dive bomb move into the third to last corner, and someone else has just gone spun off onto the inside as well. It's all happening in this race. Oh, there's someone off there as well.
We got sandpit excursions all over the place.
Yeah.
Oh hell.
It's all happening in the backpack. Oh, and Roy's just...
That was brutal.
Oh.
That looked like it had a bit of maybe a bit of old race altercation, bit of payback maybe there.
Oh, I think it was purely just trying to gas up the rears coming out of village, which is very easy to spin in these cars, and it just so happened that Roy was the innocent victim.
Yeah, honestly, he would have been sitting there just like that thing would have got sideways. He's like, "Oh, you saved me getting sideways. Yes, cool." Just drift off, just going, "Yes, I'm gonna die." Because these things spend about 99% of their time trying to kill you.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, because
For sure, they are definitely one of the harder cars to drive on iRacing, regardless of the individual's skill level. They are not easy to drive.
Yeah, and the rest of the time they just spend lowering you into a false sense of security that you feel like you're a good race car driver, but yeah,
then they quickly take it away from you.
Yeah, here it is. They just show it to you and then just take it away. Yeah.
Looks like
Mr. Dean Sinkovich in the number 24 car. We've got a bit of battered and bruised cars behind him. They're trying to hunt him down right here, breathing down his neck here, but he's holding his elbows out here in the Mustang. Come on, boy. Come on, keep him out.
Held them off for another lap. Greg Leake's got the inside run on. I think it's Thomas back there. Is he going to get the move done? Not quite. Thomas holds the position. That's so yeah, it's all happening at the back here.
That's beautiful, mate. Beautiful. Oh, Dean's just opened himself up a little bit of a gap here. So that's good, but he's got a massive gap in front of him. Oh no, they've. Oh, is he mate?
Oh, that's.
He's got no bonnet. He's got no boot. He's got no rear wing. Wow, wait.
Still kept the position.
Wow, way. That ain't no downforce. Like with no bonnet, you're like, yeah, sweet as. With no rear wing in these things, wow, way. That's insane. It looks cooler though. I have to say, it looks cool.
Yeah, luckily it doesn't hugely affect the car's handling in iRacing, which is weird. But being such a minimalistic downforce car anyway, it's probably made it quicker in a straight line, if anything.
Yeah, it is. Like, yeah. NASCAR, baby. So good.
Oh, but Taylor out of there. Peter Morris, Fishy defending. Is he going to let him go? No, he's held his line and went to Maggots. It's a very difficult place to even try to go too wide in any car, let alone these supercars. But he's run a bit hot into there. Would not be surprised if the car behind has a massive run coming up onto the straight.
Oh, here we go down the hangar straight. Whoa. This is always a great place to pass. It's very nice and wide. You can take the outside, you can take the inside. As we know from Lewis Hamilton's driving and stuff like that, he loves going on the outside through there. Just to be a smart-ass knobhead. More than anything, I think. But if you can, right? Just like he just did there, right there. Beautifully done, like, by Peter Pavlovich. I'm pretty sure, from all my friends, mates I got, I'm pretty sure I pronounced that right. Don't know.
I'm sure they'll tell us if we don't.
Yeah, I'm sure. Said it wrong, bro. So guys, we've got a battle back here between Loiter and Joshua Loiter, and this little bit of a battle pack here. We got a bonnet missing. We got a bunch of battles going on here.
Christopher Tomlin going for a move on the inside. Looks like Jake Skilton's back there. Potentially Greg Leake as well. Got a nice battle pack at the end here. Is Christopher going to get that cut back on him? He definitely is. What a move. Switch back on him. Oh, and Greg's
sideways. Greg's on sideways.
Greg for Team Greg has lost it.
Oh no.
That's few people seem to go out there so far. We also got Jake making his way back through the field. He looks like he's locked it. He's locked it and spun it, surely. Yeah.
Oh,
he's saved
under
it.
break. No, he saved it. What a catch. Oh, he hasn't. He saved it, then he lost it again.
He was
definitely... He's caught it. Oh,
wow. He was close to 45 degrees, I think, going into that corner. So
yeah, that's butt clenching skill, right?
Yeah, Code Brown. It's tricks over here, Jakey boy. Yeah, here we go.
Hey, buddy. Sorry.
It looks like that car with no bonnet's definitely a bit more streamlined in a straight line. Keep in front of these guys.
I'd be keen to see what Mr. Singovich, Dean Singovich, is doing at the front with no oh no, we'll stay on board with this. Oh, what a move! What a move! Oh, apparently not having a bonnet isn't faster.
He's letting these guys go.
Oh, he's got a bit of problems here. He's dropped 4 positions. Greg Johnson's dropped 4 positions there. He's let a whole bunch of cars.
Wouldn't be surprised. I'm pretty sure he might have got a penalty there from when he rear-ended Dean, or I think he was spun. Or pushed Greg off the track. I wouldn't be surprised if he is actually serving a penalty of some sort there. We got here, we got Peter, Callan Hodgkinson. Oh, Peter's run wide, a bit off the track there. Callan going to get a switch back on him. Not quite.
He's showing his class here.
Battered and bruised Crisscross Racing's car. hunting down Peter Pollard to see if he can make a move coming into this section. I think he's going to be a bit too far back. As I say that, he almost rear ends him.
Oh no, but he might. Yeah, no, he's in the good spot. Hodgkins is in a really good spot here.
He'll get the draft coming up into the cops.
And I think he's at. It seems that Callan has started to work out a bit of Paul's tells here. It seems like with his driving. And he's already started to work out how Paul drives Silverstone. It looks by the looks of the way he's sitting back here. He's saving a little bit of tyre, saving a little bit of gas, but he's still staying in the tow. So we'll see. He seems like a very, very smart driver the way he's driving this track right now, and how he's putting pressure without having to put too much pressure on him, not pushing his tyres too much and saving a bit of gas. So we're coming down Hanger Straight down here, guys. Flogging it down. We come down through here. We come down through Stowe. Down through Stowe. And this straight slash, I suppose chicane we're coming up to is Vale. As we come through Vale, you need to come down to second, essentially. You need to really hug this apex. Come back through this loop, which is Club Corner. As we come down onto Hamilton Straight, we need to really push it down on Hamilton Straight, newly named Hamilton Straight. We come down to Abbey. This is very English of a track name. So we come down through Abbey, then we come down through Farm Curve. As we come to, this is Village. This corner is called Village. As we come back, and he spins it on Village. Curse of the commentator. I'm sorry, Callan. I'm very, very sorry.
Wonder if he was help from behind there, because he was a locked on. Lads holding Commodore pretty close to his rear bumper by the look of that.
Replay on that one.
Here we go, we'll see what has happened in the replay. Oh no, or maybe, we'll see. He does get a helping hand from behind.
Get a helping hand. He was full under brakes. Was he too much under brakes and it was a bit from both, but it was the driver behind's responsibility to make sure he broke enough to make sure that going.
Yeah, I think it could just be a bit of unfortunate, but yeah, we'll definitely leave that one up for the stewards to decide, as we got Steve Martin, believe, leading the race. Pulling up. Oh no, he's just behind Braden there.
Oh, so look at that.
Two Martins right there.
Right? Yeah. Family taking it home. The Holden versus Ford.
Having a good race of it at the front. You got Lawrence all over the back of someone there coming out of Beckett. Looks like they're having a great race up the front now as well, with I would say not too long left in this one as well. If it's like I had to call it last time, we'll probably be on the last lap. So it looks like we've got 2.5 laps to go, so 2 more laps to go, so see how these guys battle to the end. We'll stay with guys up front and see who can pull out this win out of the two Martins.
So guys, let's go back to the back of the pack and have a look at this back of the back paddle, because back of the pack battle, because this is pretty awesome. Let's go, guys. Let's go. Still got this battle going on between Hodgkinson. We've got Skilton at the back here, guys, as well. Absolutely having a battle pack at the back with Wilkinson also. 14th, 15th, and 16th. We've got a battle pack here. All battling. We've got this is second last lap here, guys. So we'll come back onto the home straight onto Hamilton Straight here, guys. Down through Abbey.
Oh, he's a bit wide. Don't want to go on the Astro through there. Oh, looks like they're 3 wide back further back. What's happening here? I think he might be readdressing back to Callum Hodgkinson after the turn 2 incident here in Village, potentially, because he was the culprit that spun him, so might be why he's slowing down a bit there. As we've got Jake Skilton trying to go there. It's always hard to readdress when you've got other cars battling around you as well.
Oh, 100%. And then trying to stay out of the trouble at the same time.
Yeah, I think that's what he's doing. I think he's just readdressing to Callum there.
Yeah, trying not to ruin other people's races in the process as well.
Jake on the inside, goes to the outside. Plenty of room given. Callum's holding the line. I'm just going to let him go easy here. I think Jake might get the run out of the air. There he is. He's cleared him coming into Cops. I think he's, he'll be clearing. Might be on his way here. Make his charge back through the field.
Be interesting what moves are going to be made in this next lap, guys. We'll see how this whole field unveils. Yeah,
still got these the Martins up the front as well. They're going to have a good race. Lawrence chasing them down. He's not too far behind them as well. So, but it shows if Lawrence shows the pace he did on that last one, I wouldn't be surprised if he catches these top guys potentially by the end of the race. So, see what happens.
Oh, definitely.
Nice and smooth through there. Nice throttle application coming out of there. Making that V8 hum for him. Ooh, as I say that, commentators said he goes off the track. Oh, I think that's happened every time.
What did he make it up from? Was it 9th? He started at 9th and came up from there?
Yeah, something like that. He was down in the rear of the top 10.
Earlier just made a just a full charge early on. Seems like his tires might be suffering slightly now, but he seems still under control. He's getting a good exit though, but he's got a good throttle control out of that out of the exit as well. So
yeah, for sure.
Well,
so we're on board with Christopher Tomlin, and but sideways through there, he's coming up to Brooklyn. See if looks the left-hand side of the car definitely looks better than the right. You can see the sponsors. So coming out to Brooklands.
Wow,
looks like he's looks like everyone's sort of got their playing partners in this one. That they've got someone they're near or around that they're going to have a battle with to the end of the race, which makes for good racing. Then from the driver's seat and the commentator's seat.
Oh, 100%. You gotta love a good rivalry, yeah. You gotta love a good, every good racer needs a nemesis. And then, whether it's a good or bad nemesis or anything else like that, you kind of find your balance as the nemesis, don't you? You're like, yeah, you're about the same pace. I want to battle you all the time, and then every time I'm on track, I seem to be right next to you.
You know it works, yeah.
So it's I'm sure especially by the end of this season, we'll see, or even by the midway of this season, we'll definitely see some alliances drawn, I'm sure, and victories, etc.
Yeah, there is some tight street. I think there's a couple of tight tracks coming up as well, so it'll prove. Some people will obviously be better at those sort of tracks compared to, the long sweeping tracks of, say, Silverstone versus, I think they go to Zolder for one race where it's just left-right action, throttle and brake. So it's...
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, so it's definitely...
these things,
Yeah, he's going to be...
assume these boys are not using auto clutch, and I hope they're heeling and towing and all the rest of it. But I wouldn't hold it against them with the auto clutching, but... these things are a lot easier to get around the track if you are auto clutching, but around places like Zolder and stuff like that, it would actually probably be more advantageous for them to be actually on the clutch and heeling and towing where they can, just to keep those those throttle blips up, and the throttle kind of matching as they're kind of down changing is going to be very, very crucial at those points. So you'll see some real driving skill when it comes down to Zonda and these other tracks as well.
Yeah, for sure. And it's a good range of tracks because you also got Zandvoort in there as well. So there's a lot of range of tracks and different driving styles required at pretty much every track we go to this season. So definitely going to be interesting, especially in the V8 Supercars of all the categories that we run here at SRW. They're probably the hardest to drive, and also the worst on tyres. So you take
Yeah, and
the
then the
track,
combination with the tracks.
yeah, exactly. So you take the
All these
older.
European tracks that have literally been like, over 100 years of, tradition of like Formula One and everything driven at these tracks. So it's definitely cat amongst the pigeons. So these guys gonna have some pretty amazing skill level by the end of the season, I reckon, driving all these tracks and then coming
I'd
back.
say so, yeah. That's the good thing about Super 2. Is we totally missed the race finish there. Tim was too busy talking about the calendar. It looks like Braden Martin got another win though there from Steve Martin and Lawrence in P3. So that'll be a reverse 10 for this next one as we're into our 10-minute warm-up and a bit of a break here before the next race.
Very nice. GG's, boys. Well done. Good race. Very, very good race.
Yeah, we might. I was just saying.
Yeah.
Might see if we can get a couple of the drivers in from that race and see how they go on. What have we got here? Should we bring in the man himself, Dean Sinkovich? We'll bring in Dean, see what happens.
Mr. Sinkovich, how are you, fine sir?
I'm good. Which one are you talking about?
You're the only one on air at the moment. So, how you doing, mate? How was your race?
Oh, yeah, not too bad, mate. Not too bad. Yeah, could have been better. Stuffed up the second last corner, so should have been at 11. But had to battle that last little bit. But well, wasn't too bad. Better than the first race, where I got a time penalty, so black flag in the pits. That didn't help.
No. We saw you having a no rear wing there. How did you feel about that?
It's always loose in the arse end of this car anyway. So, it was a bit of a love tap from Johnson. He lost the bonnet, I lost the rear end, and that's the way it went. But, I didn't really notice that, actually, because the tyres were already going at that stage anyway. So I was trying to be careful with the throttle in and out. So, could be better, but that's about my standard, somewhere around the 10th. I'll be happy with.
Definitely not easy cars around this track, yeah?
Oh, mate, the V8s are never easy, unfortunately. They're just such a car to drive, technically. Braking, accelerating, into corners, out of corners. So, it's a very difficult car to drive. But we enjoy it, and we do it every week, unfortunately. And hopefully I'll improve, which I think I have a little bit. Yeah.
Oh, best of luck for the last race. Unfortunately, just missed out on the reverse pole, I suppose.
Yeah. That's all right.
That's not
a bad thing.
Yeah, I mean, potentially, yeah. Follow the faster guys through and get a win.
Exactly right. Exactly.
So, yeah. We'll check you back and best of luck, man.
Cheers, man. All right. Talk to you later, guys. Be good.
Yeah.
Hopefully the boys keep their nose out of trouble in this reverse grid. It's going to be pretty nuts.
Well, Stephen's just about to start a lap, so did you want to try and commentate through a lap?
Oh, yes, good.
Did check us on board there, Mr. Producer, please? There we go. All yours, mate. I'll leave you to it. I'm just going to hop off for a couple of minutes to get a drink.
Okay, guys, I'm going to take you through a bit of a lap. So, as we come down through Village, we'll come around the loop here, guys. Come around the loop. This is in the Mustang tonight. Down through Aintree, we're going to come onto the Wellington Straight here. Wellington Straight, you'll see by the overbridge. Clear overbridge, no sponsorship. Coming down into Brooklands. Beautiful down change in a second. You really need to hold you really need to be throttle control down through here. This is Woodcut Corner, and as I can tell, there's basically you're coming down through Woodcut, you're coming down through this straight, pretty much the unnamed straight, but we're going to come down to the end of this straight here. We're going to be coming down into Cops. As we come down through Cops here, guys, this is you know, you can hit this you can hit this at third, fourth gear. We come down through Maggots and then down through Beckett's. As you can see, with Abbey and Farm Curve and the previous corners, they feel and look very, very similar, but they're not, and you have to be in totally different gears to get through them. I'm going to accelerate down through here, down onto the hangar straight here, guys. You want to come. I think the breaking point here is just before the 100-meter mark, but with these V8s, you really want to kind of keep on the gas, but keep the revs up, but not too much. So we're coming down through Stowe, coming down through Vale. Oh my God, a stopped car. Okay, oh, poopy. No, I'm not. I haven't made a full lap yet. Oh,
Oh, did you get the full lap?
full lap. No. I got to the same point as I did last time.
Oh, no one wants to do it for you.
Oh, nobody. Should I just get on track myself and show you all that? Bloody hell. Come on.
Who else have we got out on track? We'll see if Peter's just about to start, so we'll see if he can... yeah, he's about to start.
Mr. Pavlovich, Peter Pavlovich, in the privateer car, number 12216. Bloody dyslexic, whatever. Man, I always see things the other way around. I'm like, what? 126? No, that's 216. Yeah, okay, cool. Yes, sweet as Mr. Pavlovich. Okay, can we go on board with Mr. Pavlovich, please? Let's see if we can finish a whole lap, guys, again. Oh, no! Maybe I should let you guys regather your thoughts while I quickly go to the toilet, I believe.
Oh, it's just not happening tonight. Don't forget, guys, if you like what you hear and see, drop a like and subscribe to the channel. Obviously, you can watch this at a later date as well for any of the drivers that are currently trying to watch and drive. Feel free to tune in a bit later once the race is uploaded there. It's also, I believe, live on... No, it's just the YouTube channel for Split 2, so jump over to the YouTube channel. We also have Split 1 running at the same time on YouTube and Facebook, so feel free to jump in and switch between races, and if you want to jump in the Discord and jump in comms, just let us know, we'll drag you in. No. I can bring it up though, give me a second. So who was it? Sorry, Dwayne. The one Dwayne, yes, you will need to join the green room, and then we will drag you for post-race interviews. I'll probably be doing them, and thank you, Ron, for saying you're doing a great job. We're trying our best, so thank you.
It's definitely a journey. We're learning to work together and
I think that's
learning our feet and finding our feet and all that sort of stuff. So we're gonna get better as you guys get better at driving these cars. The better we'll get at everything we do as well. So we're on the journey together, guys. So it's all about how we get better together, I suppose.
Yeah, exactly. So we've got a couple minutes left in warm up, and then we go over green for our last and final race of the night. See if Braden can make it 3 from 3. I failed to do that in the Porsches, unfortunately. Reverse grid got me with a couple of incidents, which just adds another sort of aspect to it. Having to get past those guys that you're not sort of used to getting, or not used to passing, I suppose. But
yeah, 100%, because it's always unpredictable. It's like when you're walking down the street and one person goes one way and then you go the opposite way, but you both end up going the same way. It's that sort of thing. When you're not used to racing those guys, especially if you're kind of in that sort of top 10 and stuff like that in a series, especially, or in a league race, then you used to, if you're a couple of seasons in, you're kind of used to racing the same guys and stuff like that, and you kind of, you know, when you know how to zag when they zig, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's and as these guys race each other as well, you come to the the last few races of the season, and you'll probably see a lot of them know exactly how to race against each other. I have it with I think the person I've been racing so far in the first 2 rounds of Porsches would be Alex Core, and he's a brick wall to get past. He knows exactly where to put his car, and you've got to be smart around him. So it's good. It makes for good racing.
Mate, his elbows are pretty wide, I have to say.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
only
the
racing.
radicals
I think the radicals is the one thing I'm not racing for similar.
It's the bananas. That whoever thought of that shit is just off their head. Like
I mean, it is the Sinkovich brothers. So.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
No, we love you, Dean and Stephen. We're only taking the piss, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
So as they grid up here, we got Pollard on pole, Morrison second, Bazzini in third, Pavlovich fourth, Mitz fifth, Luke 6, Hughes 7, Lawrence 9, and the 2 Martins 9 and 10.
Brad Wall, with a brilliant finish. So he's up and down in 20th. So it'll be very interesting to see these guys down in the last places. These guys that were in first position in the first place. How this reverse grid sort of lays out, and see if we get a safety car again like race 1. So it'll be interesting. Here we go. Lights up. And lights down. Let's go. I'm friends, baby. Let's go. Reverse grid. This is going to be interesting as let's go. There's going to be some ruckus up in this joint. Let's go.
Oh, there we go. It's at the back. It's happened.
Oh, it's already up, is it? At the back. Here we go.
Who was it? I think it might have been. Oh, so it was a green car. It was hard to tell. But there's someone was definitely racing the wrong way.
You
I think
know,
it was
all that
George
pace in the
Minnis.
back.
Yeah, I think it was George Minnis and Matthew Mitz, who unfortunately got in a bit of an accident potentially.
There.
We'll wait for the iracing to sort it out. We'll go back and get a replay, but for now we'll stay live as they all come thundering down into Brooklands. Pollard's holding P2. It looks like Peter Morris has got a bit of a jump off into the lead. So he's going to make the most of this reverse grid being a short race. If he can get a few laps ahead, he's a good chance of holding out for that win.
And Morris and Pollard actually had some real good pace in the first couple of races, but just had some unfortunate incidents befall them. So it'll be very interesting to see how far Pollard can put his elbows out and make sure that nobody goes past him, because he's shown in the previous races he's got some pace. But just if he's got the luck with the pace, he might be able to keep this second here, possibly.
Yeah, exactly. Looks like he's got a pretty wide run. Oh, he's off. He's
off. Goes to the commentator. And we got Braden Martin here on the charge. Braden Martin already up into 4th now.
Yeah,
look at that on the charge, mate.
Stephen and Stefan Lawrence haven't actually made any positions up so far, so they must have had a pretty average start off the line, or just had a bad run with traffic. So you see one of the CXR cars going way wide at the end of the straight there.
Should we go down to the back of the pack to Mr. Sinkovich, to Dean down the back of the pack and see, and go down to the back of the pack and he's gotten a bit up on the curbity, uppity on the curb there.
He's got a bit of front end damage there. It looks like a bit of black on the front of that white car. Oh, he's another one. Oh, someone's just lost their ring.
He's gotten turned around there. Oh, it's Peter Morris at the back there. He did start the race in 3rd. He's already down to 18th with the spin it there. He's definitely been assisted to be turned around there.
Potentially. It is, as I say, the track's very hard for traction, so he could have potentially lost it coming out of that last sector as well, but it means Braden Martin, who started 10th, is already up to 2nd, only 3 tenths behind Luke out of the lead. So he's having a hell of a weekend, and I'm picking him to go 3 from 3 at this stage. Can't see it not happening.
I think that's That looks like Braden Martin has done a hell of a lot of laps around this track in his car.
It does seem that way, yeah. Looks like he's definitely the one that's practiced the most.
Yeah, definitely. The setup is pretty much nailed for this time of day and all the rest of it. So we got Luke Crumman first. We got Jacob Hughes in second. We got Braden Martin up into third. He started up in ninth, was it?
Braden started 10th.
Started 10th, so he's up 7 positions already, guys. His brother or compadre, Stephen Martin, up into 5th. They finished 1-2 in race 2, so that's pretty good. Chris Tomlin, that was a bit further back in the last race, is in 6th currently. He's down into 7th at the moment. Having a good race.
He's having that's a love tap to the rear.
Whoa, we've got no panels off or anything else like that, so obviously wasn't too, it didn't put anybody too off kilter or off track there too much, so.
Looks like Braden lost a few positions on that lap, he's dropped from 3rd to 5th, so maybe he's not having it all his way in this one, but you got that top 5 all line astern, and then Dylan's only 16ths behind leading another battle pack, so it's all on in this race. Looks like the top 10 are all line astern.
Yeah, it's sideways. This is drift time. D1 Australia. Bloody hell, we got a bit of drifting as well at the back there. That was.
I don't know where to look and what to say. They're just all over the place here on this one.
These are not easy cars around here, and that's what I was talking about these corners earlier, guys. A lot of them look very, very similar. So as you come into them, you think sometimes you need to brake a lot more. So if you're behind a car that's a little bit confused about where those braking points are or what corner they're actually on, you're going to be the one that ends up eating it behind them, not them. So that's what really comes down to this track. It's going to be very, very hard to. That's why you see so many body panels hanging off and bonnets off and rear wings gone because of that. Oh, we got
Peter's run a bit wide. Steven's gone for an inside move going into cops. They're going to go side by side here. Let's see what happens. They are side by side. Oh, that was bound to happen. You can't go 2 cars. He's held his brake, but I think he might have slid back. He looks like he might have got away with just the spin.
Yeah, well, it seems like in my professional view that the KFC car kept his racing line, and
I think it was just a little bit of net code about there. He's actually inside the car, so
yeah.
Looks like he's missed everyone. Yeah, good man. Hold his brakes. Good man. Well done, Hughes.
He kept his racing line there, didn't he? So
yeah, it's just 2 doesn't go into that corner.
Yeah, no. What's the extra half of one on the outside as well, you know?
Yeah, exactly. It's an unfortunate situation, but that's just the nature of the track. And
especially when you're in the car and you've only got a certain limited field of view as well. You know,
and then he's just been tagged again. Oh, what a save!
Look at that. That would have been simply epic if they both could have caught it.
He's just not having a good night tonight in this race.
Not at all. He's done very, very well the other races and stuff like that, but not having a great day out at the track today.
Oh, too much.
Mate, it's getting all bedlam. It's almost like Saturday Mayhem again up in here.
It's getting that way at the moment in this race. Makes it good for racing. It looks like Lawrence has just gone for a move around the outside into the second part of Village, which is not easy to do. You run out of road pretty quickly there.
Yes, you do. And very unexpectedly, I got heaps of road, and then you kind of
there's a road.
No, not so much road.
It looks like Stephen Martin Ditchy's made his way to the front.
Wow.
Past Braden and Peter Morris. So if Braden wants this repeat, he's going to have to make a move very shortly. Get this move done on Peter. He's looking up here into cops. Peter's going to force him out wide.
Wow.
I think...
That's good racing.
Yeah, I think he's going to get him around... Is he going to get him around the outside? No, Yeah, I reckon you'll get him coming down. Oh,
Oh,
Stefan.
no, old mate might profit here.
Yeah, as I say, I thought he would hold him behind here and set him up through maggots and bigots with a straight, but he might.
Oh,
There we
no, he
go.
already has.
Oh,
Yeah, no.
oh, we just made the touch.
Oh,
He
you
can't
got
make
touch
the
in the back
pass.
there. So, oh, here we go.
He's sort of
Look at that for a move. Coming down hanger straight here, guys.
He's going for it.
With all the melee happening. Here we go. Oh, no. Braden's kept it. He's kept his elbows out and he's kept in just behind there, behind Peter Morris there.
He's going to have to make this move soon if he wants to take it for the race.
Late under brakes on the outside even. Is he going to make it stick?
Nah, I think he was... Oh, something happened there.
On it.
Oh, that's multiple car crash. Hopefully everyone avoids him. Oh, Peter's just nailed.
Oh, no, it looks like a safety car.
That was a Peter versus Peter incident.
Well,
I think that car's toast. Looks like it's got engine damage. Yeah, he's gonna have a
if it's solid white smoke or any kind of smoke, you know, it's not a good, not a good.
Definitely be interesting to see that from a wider angle to see if there was enough room left, or if Braden just got a little bit too impatient there. But we'll come back to that, guys, and we'll have a look shortly to see what happened.
Yeah, it seemed like either somebody was. It seemed like one of them was late on the brake. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Let's put it that.
Yeah, I had the same incident in the Porsche race where I went on the outside, and then I was actually at fault because I didn't make the second part myself. I sort of, well, in the Porsches, it's hard to turn the car, and it's the same thing in these. They've got no front downforce.
And you think it's village.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like,
right, let's see what happens here. So we got Braden going to the outside, makes it stick. Does he go off the track? He does go off the track, and then, yeah, that's all on Braden there, leaving the track and rejoining in an unsafe manner, causing a crash. So, but I'm not the stewards. That's my opinion on that one. So we'll leave it up to race control to give the penalty out for that.
Yeah, we're bipartisan. We're not gonna cast our judgments on things, but
exactly.
If someone was going to ask me, I don't know.
Yeah. I'll be very surprised.
My personal opinion.
If he's not going to get some sort of black flag, I would be surprised. But hey, I've seen, you know, we all watched the Formula 1 at the end of last season, so.
Oh, and he's got a bit sideways there.
Yeah,
he's readdressing here, I think.
I think he just got a bit sideways. A bit flustered.
How we knew this was going to be all action. Hey, this is first street, guys. Coming down into Brooklyn. Taking the inside move when he's on his teammate. Hopefully these guys don't collect each other.
Yeah, number one rule in racing, don't hit your teammate.
Yeah, 100%. Unless you're bump drafting him, then hit your teammate.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're in a NASCAR, it's fine.
Yeah. Exactly right.
These guys are putting on a lot of good racing action here. So
let's go back up to the lead. Who's in number one at the moment now? After all that melee,
looks like Stevens just pulling away here at the front.
Look at that.
I'd expect him to pretty much have the round wind here as well. Looking at a second and a first, I believe.
In the top five, we're looking at some pretty big scrapes and bumps, though, aren't we? In most of those cars in the top five.
Oh, they're definitely still line to turn as well. So,
real racing tonight, guys. Not sure if they were real race cars, whether how many would have actually finished, but who knows? But that KSC car of Stefan McCartain, beautiful move earlier, and you can see he was on a massive charge. We were talking about him earlier, it seemed like he had a really nice setup. He's got some really nice tire pressure. It seems like he's got some really good, really awesome grip into corners and outer corners as well. He seems to know something that it's somebody else that everybody else doesn't, by the look of it. So he's had a blinder of an actual racing around this round. So well done, Mr. Martin.
Yeah, he's doing pretty good so far. It's still a few minutes to go, I believe. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, and Peter Pavlich isn't too far behind him either. So you know anything can still happen here.
after the little bit of a spin in race 1 and causing the
Yeah.
safety power, I believe. But he's
Yeah.
had a really good round for the reverse grid, and that's what makes the reverse grid really, really interesting too, guys, is that, you know, you can kind of see a lot of the back guys kind of coming up and see their actual race pace, and, you know, because it comes down to a lot more of racecraft versus race pace then when it comes down to reverse grid, because you need to kind of keep your elbows out a lot more and try and make your car very wide, and yeah.
Especially in the shorter ones as well, like this being 3 20-minute races. And then you got the sprint format, which is only 40-minute reverse grid. So those quicker guys can be that little bit more patient, knowing that they've got, you know, double the length and a pit stop in there as well to make that time back, versus in a 20-minute race where it is just you've got 10 laps to gain essentially 10 positions. So yeah,
Hard out.
makes
Yeah,
it pretty much 10 laps of qualifying.
Yeah, exactly right. It's just hard out. How hard can you push this car? You know, how hard can you push this car for 10 laps? Like how hard can you seriously push this car? Because when it comes down to it, without all the rest of it, that takes out all that sort of pit strategy and all that sort of stuff as well. So definitely divides the men from the boys, I suppose.
Yeah, for sure.
But Dean looks like he's got a bit of damage to the front of his car. I thought he had that a bit earlier, but he might have had a bit of a slide out here. He's got red hot brakes on the back there, so he possibly might not have the best brake bias for this track. And wow, maybe his tires are just ruined.
I'm gonna say he's gonna take too much curb. Oh, maybe not.
No, it
Seen him
didn't
do
seem
that a
like he
couple of
took too
times.
much curb. It just seemed like maybe his suspension's a bit off, and
Potentially, yeah.
but we definitely have some battle scars on these cars here today, guys. Wow, in this last reverse.
Oh, there he goes.
Race.
Too much gas. Seen a lot of people do that out of there. It's obviously a very tricky traction zone for these cars tonight.
Yeah, that's pretty much every spot I was spinning on. I've got nowhere near the skill of these boys, but like, I don't even know how to drive this track at this pace, let alone try to get that much grip out of these cars. Is just crazy. So these guys are just going full tilt. Like, look at those rear brakes, mate. They're red hot. It's insane. These guys are the best of the best. Super quick and like just insane. Look at those rear brakes. That is insane. These guys are pushing these things to the absolute limit on a track that basically has pretty much no camber in any direction, just flat as, around very challenging corners that a lot of them look very much the same, but are very different.
Yeah, for sure. It's there's still a big queue of cars here. They're all the way from, you got a few seconds between first, second, third, and fourth. But other than that's pretty much line at stern still. So, you know, anything can still happen, and I think we've got about 2 or 3 laps to go. So it's going to be an interesting last few laps.
We'll see who can make their moves, who's going to gather their head together enough to be able to make moves towards the end, who's got enough tyres left, you know?
Yeah. Especially with all the spinning and the battling they've been doing, they definitely would have used their tyres a bit harder at the start of the race, probably more so than the first two. So yeah, there's a potential that tyre wear will come into this one. So we see Bradley's got a run on one of the locked on boys, but then car behind him also has a run on him, so they could be 3 wide coming into this corner here. He's going to back out of the
He had to brake real hard because the 888 car was well early on brakes, so
getting forced out of
it seemed like he was early under brakes, so
yeah, looks like they have a great battle down here at the bottom of the pack. Oh,
That's
Bradley's
cool
gone a bit
move.
too
Coming down,
high.
hanging straight. How good is that?
Yeah, Bradley's
Down
just gone a bit too
three
hot into there, so he might concede into no. He's going to hold it into Maggot. They're going side by side. No, he backs out of it. Goes single file, which we've seen what happens when you go 2x2 through there already tonight. It just doesn't work in these cars.
No. Not at all. They're a beast. They're almost like you need to give race room, but a little bit extra on the outside, just in case they step out in the rear end, because they like to. So you need to give enough race room on the outside of them, not only for race room, but just in case the RSN steps out on exit of the corner. So.
Oh, for sure. Oh, Callum's Bradley. Bradley's a little. He's just struggling into that corner. He has most of the time. Oh, he's just had a tap.
Oh, that was a love tap.
Love tap, which is just broken traction. So that could result in a penalty, but it's hard to tell because he was already sort of struggling for traction there.
Yeah, it seemed like Loiterin kept his race pace and kept his line, so...
Yeah, again, we'll leave that up to the stewards to decide. It's what we hire them for.
Yep, 100%. I don't want to think about that.
Yeah, exactly. So I think we've got about 2 laps to go here, so it's going to be a good final couple of laps for this race, and we'll bring it home for tonight's action.
I really do like that man-up livery, to be honest. That's quite cool.
It does look good.
Yeah, that does.
I think there's a lot of good-looking liveries out there this season.
Definitely. I think the whole grid just looks sexy as.
Yeah,
background there. We got the teammate Peter Wilkinson from Locked On Racing. And he's just gone wide there, and he just on through, was it Abbey or was it Cops? Oh, he's getting confused.
Through Cops.
Through Cops it was. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it just looked like he totally missed his braking marker, and it looks like he's got a slow down here pulling over to the side of the track as well. Or is that maybe just his... No, he's definitely got closing that gap. Peter's closing that gap, so I think he's just trying to get rid of a slowdown here that iRacing's given him. You see some smoke from up above, so cars in front are definitely starting to lock their brake.
Yeah. Here we go.
Dylan Bazzini, Jake Skilton, I think chasing down Christopher Tomlin here. So it could be a good little battle pack for the last lap, I believe it is, or second to last lap. Gonna go for that outside line, swing it back, early acceleration. Didn't quite get the run that he probably wanted out of there, so I think he's gonna stay behind for this sector and probably challenge Christopher going into Cops, or even maybe into the... Was he gonna go Brooklands? Not quite. He's going for a bold move around the outside.
Oh, he's going over under or through Brooklands?
He holds the...
Woodcut, come on.
I think he just needed to attack that corner a little bit more and try and square off the exit, and probably would have got a run on Christopher here, but we'll see if he's got enough in the draft to make a move. I think he's just going to be a bit too far back unless he really sends it here. He's going to back out and be... Oh, he's hit the grass. What a save. What a save. Well done, Jake. Save of the day, mate.
Well done, yeah, we have to do that, yeah. Catch of the day.
Yeah, that is a hell of a save, because I know what that's like to do.
Oh, especially in these cars, I would have lost it. I wouldn't have been able to save it. I 100% wouldn't be able to catch it.
Yeah,
down through entry.
Especially when you downshift as well, and then you're already on the grass. It's not a good combination in these cars.
No. Well, yeah. Even tarmac's a bit sketchy in these cars, you know, like
exactly.
A little bit of grass and everything else, you know.
So got Chris Tomlin here. It's a nice livery for his for Crumb Racing there as well. So many good-looking cars on the grid. It's hard to pick a favourite. Obviously, I'm a bit biased and will say Crisscross Racing, but
oh, you know, we all got to be biased somehow. You know, we got to root for our teams and all the rest of it. So there's nothing wrong with that. You know, as commentators, we're unbiased, but as fans, Maybe not.
And I think that's us. The racing done. Looks like Steve Martin's picked up the win there for the reverse
Steve
grid
Martin,
race.
what a drive! I think he came
Peter,
up. What
I
did he
think
come up
he's.
from?
I believe he started 9th, so he's gone from 9th to first. Nice finish. Peter's really pulled that gap back at the end, though.
He has.
It's a great
Especially
drive by Peter
um,
Pavlovich.
Especially after his pirouette in race 1, he's actually had a
goes-
pretty good comeback.
Goes from a spin and a mid top 10 to a second. So good on. Congratulations, Stephen, Peter, and Stefan Lawrence, rounding out your top 3 in your podium for your last race for the night, guys.
Well done, everybody. That was awesome. Awesome racing, guys.
Who have we got? Might see if we can get some post-race interviews done tonight, if they're in the Discord. But where we got locked on, lads. Let's make sure everyone's finished first. Ow. Yeah, thank you again for everyone that's tuned into this broadcast. We're going to try and get some post-race interviews done here shortly, so just bear with us. We might be off comms just for a little bit while we sort that out, but we'll be back momentarily.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Awesome racing. Thanks you very much for joining us. Make sure you like, subscribe, tell all your mates, all that jazz.
Who should we bring in first? We'll bring in Braden Martin. Once my cat wants to stop clawing me. I might not bring in Braden just yet because he's just gone live on his Discord, so he's obviously talking with his boys about it. So we watch those celebratory burnouts by Stephen. Well-deserved victory and well-deserved burnout.
We go on board with Stephen. Yeah.
Who was our top 3 from the first race? Martin, Roy Clark.
Yep. Second race was Martin.
It's Martin Lawrence, I think.
Yeah, Martin Lawrence.
So we'll bring in Roy Clark.
It's all about fuel.
Hey Roy, how you going?
Oh, not too bad.
Just thought we'd bring you in and do a little bit of a post-race interview for your podium on the first race.
Oh, yeah, that was about the excitement in my race, mate.
Yeah. Talk us through it. How did you feel? How was the race for you on that first one?
First one was really good. I was really comfortable sitting there. I don't think I had the speed for Braden, but Steve and I had a little coming together last week, so I was very careful not to come anywhere near him this time. Then I had an internet issue towards the end of the race, so I was blinking out, so I sort of just made it to the end of the race and reset and just didn't quite make it back in, and therein started the race that I had for the rest of the night.
I saw you not be on the grid, and I was wondering what was happening. Well, that explains it.
Yeah, so I missed the start by about 2 seconds. So
Lovely.
I just didn't quite make it back in time.
Gotta love technology, right?
Yeah. So, but hey, it's just the way it is. Everybody has the same issues. So, that's our mechanical issue we can have, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Any sponsor shout-outs or anything you want to do before we take it?
Just a quick shout out to VFS Vehicle Solutions, Bay 21 Coffee, Grandview Remedial Massage, and Kathy's Pet Portraits. Also a big thanks to the Banter guys and obviously the Locked On guys who I'm racing with here.
Great, man. Well, best of luck for the rest of the season, and I'll hopefully see you back here in the comms booth a bit more often.
Yeah, hopefully that'll be next week. I'll do a bit better. Thanks, guys.
See ya.
See ya.
We'll bring in No, he's just gone live again. I might bring in Braden quickly here, and that'll probably do us because I think everyone else isn't in the Discord. That's right. Braden, mate, well done on your two out of 3 wins tonight.
Yeah, thanks. It was a bit of a shame we couldn't make it 3 from 3, but yeah, things happen.
Yeah, I know the feeling. That was me and the Porsches on Thursday. But
Yeah, reverse grid always throws a cat amongst the pigeons. How did you deal with that?
Yeah, I had a really good first lap. Made up 6 spots on the first lap, and then unfortunately there was a bit of a spin in front of me that just happened to land right in front of me, so pretty much almost had to come to a halt and got a little bit further back, and then the boys in front were sort of 3-2 wide through up the corners, so it was almost impossible to make a pass. And when it started to thin out, I made a bit of a mistake and locked up coming into the final chicane and ran wide, and kind of had to make a choice between trying to get back on the track or copying a slowdown, which are pretty nasty here. And yeah, just didn't quite time the rejoin as I would have probably liked, which meant that I got a much bigger slowdown.
That's right. It's all part of it. Yeah, slowdowns here are a pain in the ass. But yeah, well done. I think overall you finished second for the round behind Stephen, going off points. It's a pretty solid bag for the weekend for you. Any shout outs or anything you want to do before we send you back?
Yeah, absolutely. Just shout out to all the Locked On lads, and also Roy from the Banter Alliance. That's sort of first time driving these cars the last couple of weeks, first races. So just, yeah, shout out to them for keeping me on the straight and narrow and giving me a hand. So shout out to them.
Hey, man. Oh, best of luck for the rest of the season, and hopefully see you back here in a few more times.
Cheers. Sounds good. Thanks, boys.
Good stuff.
And I think... Oh, is it? I think we got Stephen Martin here as well, so I might drag him in.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that
Driving
is...
that last race, that was epic.
Him guys to go across or something, and I think I'm there, but I'm not 100% sure. I can't even tell.
How are you, fine sir? What a drive in that last race, mate. Very well done.
You there,
Steve,
Stephen?
there?
Cheers, sorry, I was a bit lost on where I was meant to go. Apologies, guys.
No, it's good. We've just been dragging people in, as we've seen them in the Discord. So,
No problems.
how from your point of view, how'd your races go? Because overall, you have won the round on points. So, congratulations.
Yeah, no, it's, yeah, that's pretty cool. I really wasn't sure. You know, Braden was super fast, and the first race he drove away. Second race, I tried to just push him as long as I could, and probably couldn't pass him. I just tried to fill his mirrors up and see if I could get him to make a mistake, and eventually he just kind of broke free of me, and that was it. I figured the only chance I had early was to hope he gets tangled up in something or held in traffic on that kind of reverse top 10 kind of setup, and if I could make some early passes and leave him to fight, and yeah, tried to be a bit aggressive. I did speak to him in the chat, but once again I apologise to Jacob. I think we both got to the entry into those infield S's, and just nobody wanted to lift, and we both tried to take plenty of curb, and I haven't even seen the replay yet, but Race Control gave me a 5-second penalty for post-race, so obviously that was my fault, and I apologise if just stayed really committed. So as soon as that happened, I just tried to do everything I could to get 5 seconds away from everybody in case I needed the win, and on the very last lap, I nearly lost it pushing too hard. So yeah, it was cool. Yeah, super racing by all the guys, and yeah, thanks to all my teammates that have been helping out. And it's been good fun. First season with the league, and really enjoying it.
Awesome, man. Good to hear. Any sponsor shout outs or anything you want to do before we send you back to the comms?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, obviously thanks to KFC, Fuchs Oils, Snap-on, Fluron Studios, and to our new sponsor, Madcore Computers, who have just come on board. So yeah, thanks very much.
Awesome. Hopefully we'll see you back here a few more times throughout the season, and best of luck.
Cheers. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Right, guys, and I think that is our broadcast finished for tonight. So thank you for tuning in to SRW TV for round 2 of Super 2 at Silverstone. We'll see you this time next week again for round 3 at Spa. It's another awesome track that's bound to have a bunch of action. So from myself, Todd, and Nathan, our producer, thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.
Much love, legends.